Some other Democrats, particularly conservative Democrats, are essentially divorcing themselves from presidential politics altogether. Senator Claire McCaskill of Missouri today saying that she will not go to the Democratic convention this fall in North Carolina. That follows similar announcements from Democratic Senators Joe Manchin and Jon Tester. Jon Tester is going to be our guest later on this hour. But it's in races at this level, races like these, not just with conservative Democrats, but any of these races where the presidential race isn't maybe the dominant issue, where something really important is going on. And you can see in these races a bunch of really substantively interesting cross currents in our politics right now. You get a whole different sense of who is getting listened to, about who has respect, about who has a message that voters ought to listen to. I want you to look at this one thing from the Jon Tester race in Montana. Jon Tester is running against a Republican named Denny Rehberg. This is fascinating. Jon Tester is not going to the Democratic convention this fall, as I said. Denny Rehberg, the Republican, is not going to the Republican convention this fall. In this Senate race in Montana, both candidates, both sides are separating themselves from their parties in that way. They are both running apart from the presidential race. And so look at what you are seeing now in Montana.
I served with the Montana Army National Guard in Iraq. I served and came home safely. Over 1,000 who've left limbs in Iraq and Afghanistan weren't so lucky. But Congressman Rehberg voted against additional critical funding for prosthetic research. Millionaire Rehberg voted to give himself a pay raise 5 times, but voted against additional funding to help wounded vets. Now Congressman Rehberg wants us to call him senator? No way. VoteVets is responsible for the content of this advertising.
That's an ad from VoteVets against Denny Rehberg, the Republican Senate candidate in Montana, who's running against Jon Tester. That same group, VoteVets, is also running pro-Claire McCaskill ads in Missouri.
When some tried to make cuts to VA hospitals like Truman, where I go, she fought them.
She pushed the new GI Bill through, and now I'm earning my degree here at Mizzou. Claire McCaskill's got our back.
And Senator, we've got yours.
VoteVets is a Democratic-leaning group of post-9/11 veterans. They're also supporting Iraq and Afghanistan veterans themselves, who are themselves making runs for Congress, like Tulsi Gabbard, who's a candidate running as a Democrat in Hawaii. So there's VoteVets on the left. There's Iraq veterans.